Nikola Jokic revealed a secret behind-the-scenes call with ownership about Coach Malone getting fired.
Nikola, how long is it going to take to get over the shock of Malone getting fired?
I mean, I think in this business you need to, just because players are so right there, and we have two important games, so I think it needs to be quick, really quick.
David was talking about how the vibe wasn't right before. How does the vibe feel different now that Malone's gone?
I mean, definitely change. Like I said, I mean, if you want to change something, that's how we do it, and the owner wanted to do it, so it happens.
What did Josh tell you guys when he spoke to you?
I'm not gonna say it.
Have you had a chance to talk with Michael at all since?
Yeah, I texted to him. Yeah, so I know. So it was a 10 years relationship. So it was it was a heavy day for everybody, probably especially for him and his family. So, I would say it's part of the business.
Nikola, it's pretty rare for a team to do a coach and a GM at once, and I just wondered.
It's all going to be about coach and. Sorry.
This will be the only one for me.
Okay.
But your perspective on the organization's reasoning, and when you did talk to Josh, how do you feel about the reasons they did this?
I mean, I'm not going to say what Josh told me. So I mean, I knew a little bit before everybody, and he told me we made a decision. So it was not discussion, it was decision, and he told me why, and so I listened and I accepted. I'm not going to tell what he told me. I'm going to keep that private.
That's right. They told their generational center, Nikola Jokic, that it's basically none of his business to keep it pushing. Basically, he had no say in Coach Mike Malone getting fired, and he wanted to get that across without, kind of taking shots at the ownership. He got that across. Now, what was also interesting to me is Nikola Jokic basically said that, the Nuggets might be vulnerable, but they are not out of the fight. They're going to make the playoffs, and they are going to make a push for an NBA title this season. He doesn't want the fans to count the Nuggets out just yet.
People say that we are vulnerable, but I think the beast is always the strongest or the most dangerous when they're vulnerable. So maybe he woke up the beast.
Thanks, Nikola. Congratulations.
Jokic also revealed that what we already knew, Coach Mike Malone had that rant, I guess a little while ago, where he was basically talking about the players not watching film, not listening to him anymore, and not being accountable for their own actions, right?
We played with any pride tonight.
I feel like they took that.
I don't really care. It's not my job to evaluate how they take things. My job is to be honest, and sometimes brutally honest. And tonight, it was a brutally honest message. And the guys that are fully won't hear it. They'll say coach is tripping. And the guys that maybe do really care will, because they're not going to go back and watch their minutes, because nobody watches their minutes. Nobody watches film. So we'll have to show them the film. And I said, if somebody disagrees with me, please speak up. And nobody said a word. So again, I'm not really concerned with how they took that message. My thing is being honest with how we just played.
I don't know how often our players look at the standings. I don't know how often our players fully understand head-to-heads, tiebreakers, those types of things. I don't think they understand the strength of our schedule compared to some of these other teams that are behind us and how well some of these teams are playing. So where we wind up is where we wind up. Hopefully we can find a way to play like it's only 4 games to go on Sunday against Indiana.
You're sitting on the couch, you're watching TV, you keep procrastinating over and over. No, do it right now. Been all day on the phone anyhow. Why are you making it complicated? It's easy.
And Nikola Jokic basically said Coach Rattleman, who is now taken over, is much more of a, he says something, you got to do it. He's not a player's coach. That's basically what he's getting across here.
David Adelman bring to the head coaching position now?
Well, he's going to keep it probably real, he's going to tell you what he wants, and in probably the most simplest way possible, so do this, and he's going to probably show you too, and probably in some smart ass way, but it's maybe it's that's the way. Maybe that's the way.
You say
And these players are the reason Coach Malone got fired. So they need to know that, hey, Coach Malone was asking you to do things, and he was asking for your advice, and he was asking you guys how you felt about doing such things as watching film, as, you know, practicing hard and all these kinds of things. He was a player's coach, but this next coach is not going to be a player's coach. So you got what you wanted. You got Coach Malone out of there, and now you're going to have to, you know, listen to a guy that's going to basically tell you this is how he wants things done, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have no say in, you know, how he wants to get things done. Honestly, man, this did not surprise me. You know, I can't believe Coach Malone really got fired. You know, coaches are just getting thrown away left and right these days. And, you know, like Shaq said, this new generation of players are soft. You know, they can't take criticism. They don't want to be accountable. And that's why you see coaches getting fired left and right. After winning a title 2 years ago, Coach Mike Malone got fired. And for a guy like Nikola Jokic, who we know, you know, he's going to go down as an all-time great. He is accountable. You know, he knows how to take criticism. Now, you know, he basically knows that his teammates are the reason why his coach is gone. The coach that got him to where he's at today. And he owes a lot of his NBA career to Coach Mike Malone, and he knows that. And for the Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic's contract is going to be up at some point. And for you guys to tell him that his coach is gone and that he has no say in the matter, you know, he wrote that down and he's going to remember it. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, share. I appreciate it. Peace.
You're sitting on the couch, you're watching TV, you keep procrastinating over and over. No, do it right now. Been all day on the phone anyhow. Why are you making it complicated? It's easy.